भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण हरे Krishna, Dhanapranam, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining to continue our reading of this beautiful scripture.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dhanapranam. So we are on the 19th chapter of Madhya Lila, and today we'll be starting with verse 248 onwards. Okay, so let's start. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ji. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा. Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to start, Prabhu?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanapranam.
Dhanapranam.
Hare Krishna. निज घरे लाना प्रभु रे भिक्षा कराइला भट्टाचार्य चंद्रशेखरा निमंत्रण कैला. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tapan Mishra took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house and gave him lunch. Chandrasekhara invited Balabhadra Bhattacharya to take lunch at his home. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So we know that how devotees are lovingly inviting Lord Chaitanya for for serving him, and here we see that Chatapan Mishra. We know how deeply attached he is to Lord Chaitanya. So he's taking Mahaprabhu to his home for lunch, and Chandrasekhar is inviting Balbhadra Bhattacharya to take lunch at his home. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. Sindhu Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Pranams Mataji. 19.249. दीक्षा कारण मिश्रा कहे प्रभु पाय धारी एक भिक्षा मागी मोरे देख कृपकारी. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After offering lunch to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tapana Mishra begged a favor from the Lord and requested him to award him mercy.
Hare Krishna. So Tapan Mishra nicely serves Lord Chaitanya, and then he is going to ask for a favor from the Lord. And what is that favor? We'll read in the next verse. We'll go to 249. Padmaja Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. यावत्तु मरहाय काशीपुरी स्थिति मोरा घर बिना भिक्षा न करीब कटी. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Tapan Mishra said, as long as your lordship stays in Varanasi, please do not accept an invitation from anyone but me. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So we know for how long Tapan Mishra had waited for Lord Chaitanya to come, right? So now when the Lord is here, he doesn't want him to go anywhere else. So he's saying that as long as you are in Varanasi, please don't accept invitation from anyone but me. Okay? And Mahaprabhu will reciprocate with that love of Tapan Mishra. Now we'll go to the next verse, 251. Uma Devi Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जने नवदीना पंचशता से रहीबा सन्यासी संगे भिक्षा कहन न करीबा. Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada ki jai. It was known to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he would remain there only 5 or 7 days. He would not accept any invitation that involved Mayavadi sannyasis. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we know how Mahaprabhu very sternly avoided the Mayavadi, the invitation of the Mayavadi sannyasis. So here it is mentioned that he knew he would remain there for 5 or 7 days, and he would not accept any invitation that involved Mayavadi sannyasi. Okay. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. एता जानी तारा भिक्षा काईला अंगीकारा वासा निष्ठा काईला चंद्र शेखरे राघरा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. With this understanding, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed to accept lunch at the place of Tapana Mishra. The Lord made his residence at the home of Chandrasekhara. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So very beautifully, the Lord is making all the devotees happy. He's staying at the place of Chandrasekhar, and he is accepting lunch at the place of Tapan Mishra. So both are happy. You know, it's not that he's just staying and having prasad at the same place and neglecting the other devotee. He's making everyone happy. And also, this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he's a sannyasi, he used to follow the norms for a sannyasi very strictly. So Tapan Mishra is a Brahman, and social norms that Mahaprabhu is following. So he's accepting prasad only at the residence of a Brahman. This is because, you know, if he goes and breaks the norms, the social norms or the norms of the general mass, then the people would start making, you know, propaganda against the bhakti movement, and then the whole mission would get defeated. And so, you know, he was following those generally accepted principles, because so that people would be peaceful, and then they would follow the mission of Krishna consciousness. So the same thing we see that, like, you know, Haridas Thakur, he was not allowed inside the Jagannath temple, but it's not like he was going and fighting about it. He would see the chakra and be very happy to see the darshan, to get the darshan like that. So devotees, they don't disturb the general customs that are being followed. Yes, the preaching does go on. What is right and wrong is preached, but the normal accepted societal norms are respected, so that people are not disturbed and they don't go against the bhakti movement. Now let's read verse 253. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी हरि बोल. महाराज प्रिय विप्रा आशी धान हरे मिलीला प्रभु सांजे स्नेह करी कृपा प्रकाशिला. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Maharashtrian Brahmana came and the Lord met him. Out of affection, the Lord bestowed him mercy upon him. Hare Krishna, Dandavata Pranam Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord is giving affection to the Maharashtrian Brahman also who had come. The Lord met him and gives mercy to him. Okay. Now let's go to 254. Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to
Hare
read?
Krishna. Mahaprabhu aila suni shishta shishta jana brahmana kshatriya asi karena darshana. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come, all the respectable members of the Brahmana and the Kshatriya communities came to see him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the Lord is so attractive. He is also very famous. So all respectable members of the Brahman and Kshatriya communities are coming to get darshan of the Lord. Now 255. Padmaja Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Sri Rupa Upare Prabhurayata Kripa Haila Atyanta Vistara Katha Sankshepa Kahila. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Much mercy was thus bestowed upon Sri Rupa Goswami, and I have briefly described all those topics. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the teachings to Rupa Goswami, that is what this chapter is, right? And those teachings have been discussed in detail. All the topics have been described earlier. Okay. Now let's read 256. Uma Devi Mataji.
कृष्ण माताजी. श्रद्धा करी यही कथा सुने जाने प्रेम भक्ति पायसिए चैतन्य चरणे. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whoever hears this narration with faith and love certainly develops love of God at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So every chapter, every scripture we know, there is a Phalashruti the Falashruti for this chapter, this is the verse that whoever hears this narration with faith and love certainly develops love of God and the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so very important. This is the Falashruti for this chapter. So with a lot of love, with a lot of affection, we should read this chapter, read this narration. Now let's read 257. This is the last verse of the 19th chapter. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Namaskar. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yarara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Hare Krishna Dasa. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ji. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Raja, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari. Purport also, Mataji.
Purport. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 19th chapter, describing the Lord's instruction to Sri Rupa Goswami and at Prayaga in the signs of devotional service. Haribol, Haribol.
Hari. Dhanavad. So the 19th chapter ends here, and what is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami saying? He's saying that praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. So we are Rupa Anugas, right? We have to follow in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. So just because the chapter has ended here, just to quickly in a minute or two to recap the main things that have happened in chapter 19. The chapter starts where we see that how Rupa Goswami is planning to escape. So he divides his wealth. He leaves Ramakeli and he goes to Puri. He also tells Sanatan Goswami to escape and he leaves some coins for him. He will later escape. That is what we are going to read today. And Rupa and Anupam, the two brothers, they go to Prayag, they meet Mahaprabhu. And here we see Vallabh Bhattacharya, how he glorifies the holy name chanted by the lips of Rupa and Anupam. That is a very a very big highlight of this chapter. And Vallabh Bhattacharya's hospitality, how he invites Mahaprabhu. Then Raghupati Upadhyay is appreciated by Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu's teachings to Rupa Goswami start. So that's from around 135 to 237. A very important teachings about the rarity of bhakti, the process of cultivating bhakti, the bhakti lata, Shuddha Bhakti, the primary and secondary rasas, the different mellows. They were very elaborately explained, the secondary rasas, primary rasas. So this is called as Rupa Shiksha. That's another highlight of this chapter, how the bhakti lata can be grown, how what is the bhakti lata beej, how we can support the growth of the bhakti lata. Then Lord Chaitanya leaves Prayag for Varanasi. Rupa Goswami at this point, he wants to go with Mahaprabhu, but Mahaprabhu does not allow him. He tells him, I will meet you later in Puri. Then Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar, how they serve the Lord at Varanasi, which is what we read today. So this is chapter 19. Now we'll go to chapter 20. So this chapter was about teachings to Srila Rupa Goswami, and the next chapter is Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatan Goswami in the science of the absolute truth. So Rupa Goswami is teachings to Rupa Goswami, and now teachings to Sanatan Goswami. So another very exciting chapter, because here we are going to read about the escape of Sanatan Goswami, and how he's very diplomatic, but how he's using his diplomacy for the right purpose. And it's very exciting how he actually plans his escape. So this is very another very interesting chapter. So Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to read 20.1?
Hare Krishna Mataji, sure.
Hare Krishna.
वन्दे अनन्तद्भुतम् ऐश्वर्यं श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभुं नीचो अपि यत्प्रसादात् स्यात् भक्तिशास्त्र प्रवर्तकः. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has unlimited wonderful opulences. By his mercy, Even a person born as the lowest of men can spread the signs of devotional service. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So every chapter actually, generally they will have an empowerment verse, and this is the empowerment verse because this says that the Lord has unlimited wonderful opulences. By His mercy, even a person born as the lowest of men can spread the signs of devotional service. So it's not that the personal qualification is what matters, but by the mercy of the Lord, even a person born as the lowest of men can spread the signs of devotional service. So that is the empowerment the Lord gives, how someone can be empowered by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, even if one is not born in a very high class family or does not have a very high academic education. All these things don't matter. It is the empowerment that comes from the Lord that matters. And another important point is that we know that there is Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan, right? Now, Srila Rupa Goswami is our Abhideya Acharya. And that is why in chapter 19, we have learnt about the Bhakti Lata Bij, the process. What do we need to do? How to water it? How to develop the Bhakti Lata? How to protect it? How to nourish it? How to engage in devotional service? The rasas in which devotional service is performed. All that was discussed in chapter 19. Now, Srila Sanatan Goswami is our Sambandha Acharya. So that is why here we will see how Mahaprabhu is going to teach Sanatan Goswami about our Sambandh. And that is what is going to come in this chapter. So as I said, it's very interesting. And this is the empowerment verse. Now let's go to the second verse. Dr. K. Karpagavali Mataji, you want to read?
Thank you, Mataji Dandatnam.
Dhanwad.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Santa Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
All glories, all glories. Thank
All
you. Thank you
glories.
so much, Mataji. Now let's read verse number 3. Uma Devi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. ईत गौडे सनातनाचे बंदिसले श्री रूप गोसानीरा पत्री ऐला हे ना केल्या काले. Translation by is Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By Sanatana Goswami was imprisoned in Bengal, a letter arrived from Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, you want to read the purport also?
Yes, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakura informs us that this letter from Rupa Goswami to Sanatana Goswami is mentioned by the annotator of the Udbhata Chandrika. Srila Rupa Goswami wrote a note to Sanatana Goswami from Bhakla. This note indicated that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming to Mathura, and it stated, Yadupate kwa gata Mathurapuri Raghupate hatkva Gatotaras Kosala iti vichintya karusva mana stiram na sad idam jagat iti avadharaya. Where has the Mathurapuri of Yadupati gone? Where has the northern Kosala of Raghupati gone? By reflection, make the mind steady, thinking this universe is not eternal. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So while we are on this topic of Sambandha Videya Prayojan, we can quickly just revise what is Sambandh, what is Abhideya, and what is Prayojan. So would someone like to tell us what is Sambandh, Sambandha Gyan? You can just unmute and say.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Please tell.
Sambandhan awareness, relationship with the Lord, and the process is Abhideya.
Mm-hmm.
It's written.
And prayojan?
Process and result. I just forgot the
Yes.
word.
Prayojan. Yeah.
Uh,
Prayojan is the
yeah,
ultimate goal. Yes.
ultimate
Yes.
goal. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So Sambandh is the Sambandh Gyan refers to the relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like Mataji said. Avideya refers to acting according to that constitutional position and relationship, and Prayojan is the ultimate goal of life. So as I said, Srila Sanatan Goswami is the Sambandh Acharya, Srila Rupa Goswami is the Avideya Acharya, and who is our Prayojan Acharya? Does
Krishna
anyone?
Mataji.
Raghunath Das Goswami Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yes. So here we are reading that Sanatan Goswami. Now, just to recap why he's, where he is, why is he in prison? Because he was not performing his duties for Nawab Hussain Shah. He had left all that and he was reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So that really angered the Nawab and he put him in the prison. Now, here in the prison, he receives this letter from Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, now this letter, what is it saying? It's saying that where has the Mathura Puri of Yadupati gone? Where has the northern Kaushal of Raghupati gone? By reflection, make the mind steady, thinking that this universe is not eternal. Now, this is in such a coded language that only Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami only will understand. Otherwise, if we just read this, it's not going to really make so much sense to us because it doesn't seem very, it doesn't really refer to what actually is happening in their life. So it doesn't seem very relevant. But what this, Acharya has explained that what is Srila Rupa Goswami trying to tell Srila Sanatan Goswami? He's telling him that we have been given this project of excavating the lost holy places of Sri Vrindavan Dham, and that task is awaiting us. Now, we cannot afford to waste our life. This time is very precious in this world, and this world is not permanent. This body will get old. So, before we leave this body, we have to do some good work for Lord Chaitanya. So, as I said, this is a coded language, so only Srila Rupa and Sanatan Goswami will be able to understand. So this is the sign. This is a point where Srila Sanatan Goswami will now plan his escape out of the prison. Okay, Padmaja Mataji, you want to read 20.4?
Yes, Mataji. Patripana Sanatana Anandita Haila Yavana Rakshaka Pasha Kahite Lagila. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. When Sanatana Goswami received this note from Rupa Goswami, he became very pleased. He immediately went to the jail superintendent, who was a meat eater, and spoke as follows. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, after receiving this letter from Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami is very happy. And the jail superintendent, who is a meat eater, he goes to him and now he is going to try to negotiate his way out of the prison. Chandana Mataji, you want to read 20.5?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
तुम्ही एक जिंदा पीरा महाभाग्य भाग्यवान केता कोरना शास्त्रे आचे तुम्हारा ज्ञान. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sanatana Goswami told the Muslim jailkeeper, "Dear sir, you are a saintly person and are very fortunate. You have full knowledge of the revealed scriptures such as the Quran and similar books." Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, now the situation in which Srila Sanatan Goswami is actually a very dangerous situation, right? He's been imprisoned by the king. There is every danger, every chance that he could get life sentence also for not doing the Nawab's work. Now, the Nawab had a soft corner for them, so he may not actually kill him, but he may keep him imprisoned all his life. Now, if Srila Sanatan Goswami stays in the prison, his life is not a waste because he would still be chanting, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he would still be worshipping the Lord. But then what about the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is very, very important, that has been entrusted on these brothers? And so for him to get out of the prison is very, very important. So what does he say to the Muslim jailkeeper? He says that you are a saintly person and you are very fortunate. So he's actually flattering the jailkeeper, because the jailkeeper, what situation would he be in, right? How great a personality could he be? But Srila Sanatan Goswami is still flattering him. He's saying that you are a saintly person, you are very fortunate, and he's saying that you have full knowledge of revealed scriptures such as the Quran and the similar books. So he's trying to soften the heart of the jailkeeper so that he can talk about his escape. Now let's read 20.6. Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
एक बंदी छाड़े यदि निज धर्म देखिया संसार होइते तारे मुक्त करे न गोसाना. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If one releases a conditioned soul or imprisoned person according to the religious principles, he himself is also released from material bondage by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. It appears from this statement that Sanatan Goswami, who was formerly a minister of the Nawab, was trying to cheat the Muslim superintendent. A jail superintendent had only an ordinary education or practically no education, and he was certainly not supposed to be very advanced in spiritual knowledge. But just to satisfy him, Sanatan Goswami praised him as a very learned scholar of the scriptures. The jailkeeper could not deny that he was a learned scholar, because when one is elevated to an exalted position, one thinks oneself fit for that position. Sanatan Goswami was correctly explaining the effects of spiritual activity, and the jailkeeper connected his statement with his release from jail. There are innumerable conditioned souls rotting in the material world, imprisoned by Maya under the spell of sense gratification. The living entity is so entranced by the spell of Maya that in conditioned life, even a pig feels satisfied. There are two kinds of covering powers exhibited by Maya. One is called Prakshepatmika and the other is called Avaranatmika. When one is determined to get out of material bondage, the Prakshepatmika Shakti, the spell of diversion, impels one to remain in conditioned life fully satisfied by sense gratification. Due to other power, Avaranatmika, a conditioned soul feels satisfied even he is rotting in the body of a pig or a worm in stool. To release a conditioned soul from material bondage is very difficult because the spell of Maya is so strong. Even when the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself descends to deliver conditioned souls, asking them to surrender unto Him, the conditioned souls do not agree to the Lord's proposal. Therefore, Shri Sanatan Goswami said, somehow or other, if one helps another gain release from the bondage of Maya, he is certainly recognized immediately by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 18.69, Na cha tasman manushyesu kaschin me kritamaha bhavita na cha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. The greatest service one can render to the Lord is to try to infuse devotional service into the heart of the conditioned soul so that the conditioned soul may be released from the conditioned life. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has said that a Vaishnava is recognized by his preaching work, that is, by convincing the conditioned soul about his eternal position, which is explained here as Nij Dharma. It is the living entity's eternal position to serve the Lord. Therefore, to help one get released from the material bondage is to awaken one to the dormant understanding that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Dasa. This will be further explained by the Lord Himself to Sanatan Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada, where he is giving us a summary of what is actually going to happen. And uh, in this verse, he's saying, Srila Sanatan Goswami is saying that if one releases a conditioned soul or imprisoned person according to religious principles, he himself is also released from material bondage by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we see that, out of the different things that Srila Sanatan Goswami is telling the jailkeeper, there's some things which are false, just for flattery. But then there are some things which are absolutely true also, right? So even though the jailkeeper is not very qualified, He's saying that you are very, very, educated, you're very knowledgeable. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, that the jailkeeper could not deny that he was a learned scholar, because when one is elevated to an exalted position, that means when he's praised like that, then he starts thinking that, okay, yeah, I am fit for this praise. So Sanatan Goswami is saying that to him. But what he is, the next part is absolutely true, because he's saying that what is the effect of spiritual activity? If you help someone advance spiritually, then the Lord will be very, very happy. And then he's also saying that, here Prabhupada is explaining that there are innumerable conditioned souls rotting in the material world, imprisoned by Maya. But even then, even those the situation that we may be staying in may be very uncomfortable, may be very hellish, as it is explained. But still, the tendency is that we get satisfied, we feel very comfortable in whichever situation we are put in. So Prabhupada is saying that the living entity is so entranced by the spell of Maya that in conditioned life, even a pig feels satisfied. No, a pig stays in such unclean conditions, in such dirty places. What is the life of a pig? But even the pig starts feeling satisfied. So then Prabhupada is saying that there are two kinds of covering powers exhibited by Maya. One is Prakeshatmika, and then the other is Avaranatmika. Avaranatmika. So when one is determined to get out of material bondage, the Prakeshatmika, the Prakshepatmika Shakti, the spell of diversion, impels one to remain in conditioned life, fully satisfied by sense gratification. So this Prakshepatmika Shakti will distract us, when we are trying to get out of material bondage. This will diverge, give us such diverse options that we get diverted from whatever we wanted to do, get out of the material world. And then the other power is the Avaranatmika, that the conditioned soul feels satisfied wherever we are, even though a person may be a worm in a stool, they feel satisfied in whatever situation that they are in. To release a conditioned soul from material bondage is very difficult, because the spell of Maya is so strong. So when someone is in such difficult situations and then also they are feeling very happy wherever they are, then it becomes very difficult, right, to take them out of it, because they are totally satisfied and comfortable in whatever situation they are. And that is why this, Prabhupada is quoting this shloka from Bhagavad Gita 18.69, where Lord Krishna is saying that the greatest service one can render to the Lord is to try to infuse devotional service into the heart of the conditioned soul, so that the conditioned soul may be released from conditioned life. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said that a Vaishnava is recognized by his preaching work, that is, by convincing the conditioned soul about his eternal position. The eternal, the position, the correct constitutional position is that we are the Das of Krishna, right? Jivera Swarupai Krishna Nitya Das. So to reawaken that consciousness as someone is the greatest service, because people see that there is so much suffering around, but they don't want to get out of this. They just try to, wherever they are, we will just struggle to make the current situation comfortable, not realizing that there is a way out of it. There is a way where we can just totally be out of all this cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death, and be totally happily situated. But the problem is that people don't realize that there is a way out, and they don't even want to hear that there is a way out. So if one provides facility to someone to enhance in Krishna consciousness, then the Lord is very pleased with such a person. Yeah. Now let's read 20.7. Padmaja Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Mataji. पूर्वे आम्ही तुम्हारा करियाছি उपकारा তুমি আমি ছাড়ি কারা प्रत्युपकारा. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sanatana Goswami continued, previously I have done much for you. Now I am in difficulty. Please return my goodwill by releasing me. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So what is Srila Sanatana Goswami doing now? He's trying to produce gratitude in the heart of the jailkeeper. He's telling him that I have done, I have helped you in the past. Now please, can you return the favor? Can you please help me now? So he's saying that please return my goodwill by releasing me. Okay, so he's trying different ways in which he can get out. Okay, now let's read 20.8. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
May
Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, please read.
Panchasahasra mudra tume kara अंगीकारा पुण्य अर्थ दुई लाभा आई बातो मरा. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Here are 5,000 gold coins. Please accept them. By releasing me, you will receive the results of points, pious activities and gain material profit as well. Thus, you will profit in two ways simultaneously. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So he's saying that I'm giving you 5,000 gold coins, and 5,000 gold coins in that time, we can imagine how valuable it would be. And he's saying that there is dual benefit for you. There is punya. First of all, you're getting 5,000 gold coins, and then there is also the punya, the benefit that you will get by doing this pious activity, the result of pious activity of freeing me. So thus you will profit in two ways simultaneously. Okay? Now let's go to 20.8. So would someone like to read the next verse? Sorry, 20.9. Yeah, Dr. K. Karpagavali Mataji, please read.
Thank you, Mataji. Madhya Kanda 20.9. ताबे से ही यवना कही सुना महासाया कमरे चदिबा किंतु करी राजा बाया. Translation by Prabhupada Kiji. In this way, Sanatana Goswami convinced the jailkeeper, who replied, "Please hear me, my dear sir. I am willing to release you, but I am afraid of the government." Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the jailkeeper, Sanatan Goswami is trying to, convince him in many ways. So he finally says that I am willing to release you, but I'm afraid of the government. That is his concern he's expressing to Srila Sanatan Goswami. Uma Devi Mataji, want to read 10:11?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
Hare Krishna.
सनातन कहे तुम्ही न कर राजा बाया दक्षिणा की याचे यदि लियति अयोया. तनारे कहियो तेही बाह्य कृत्य गेला गंगा रानी खत गंगा देखी ज्ञाप दिला. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sanatana replied, "There is no danger. The Nawab has gone to the south. If he returns, tell him that Sanatana went to pass stool near the bank of the Ganges, and that as soon as he saw the Ganges, he jumped in." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the jailkeeper is afraid, right? That I'm afraid of the government. The action may be taken against me. So Sanatan Goswami is giving him idea for that also. He's saying that there is no danger. You tell the Nawab. Right now, the Nawab has gone to the south. When he returns, you tell him that Sanatan had went to the bank of the Ganges to pass stool, and then as soon as he saw the Ganges, he jumped in. Okay, so he'll continue giving ideas about what he can say in the next verse. So let's read 20.12. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
अनेक देखिया तारा लगा न पहिला दधु का सहित दुबी कहन वही गेला. Translation basic Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Tell him, I looked for him a long time, but I could not find any trace of him. He jumped in with his shackles, and therefore you are drowned and washed away by the waves. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, and then, he's saying, okay, and then further tell him that I went and looked for him for a long time, but because he had jumped in with shackles, the shackles which were binding him. So, therefore, he drowned and he was washed away by the waves because his hands and legs were tied in shackles. So, obviously, he cannot swim and escape. So, he would have definitely drowned because I looked for him and I could not find any trace of him. So, in this way, Sanatan Goswami will be able to escape also, and the jailkeeper will also not get into trouble. So, that's the plan Sanatan Goswami is telling him. Okay, now 20.30. Yes, Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Kichu bhaya nahi ami edeshe naraba daravisha hona ami makake yoiba. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There is no reason for you to be afraid, for I shall not remain in this country. I shall become a mendicant and go to the holy city of Mecca. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he is telling him that don't worry, I'm not going to be around that, someone will recognize me and then you will get into trouble. I am going to the holy city of Mecca. I'm going to become mendicant, Daravesh. I'm going to take Daravesh and I'm going to go to Mecca as a mendicant. So there is no reason for you to be afraid because I'm going to leave the country. Now let's go to the next verse. Hindu Mataji, you want to read 14th verse?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. 20.14. तथापि यवनमना प्रसन्नाने देखिल्या शातहाजर मुद्रा तार आगे राशि कैला तथापि यवनमना प्रसन्नाना देखिला सताहाजर मुद्रा तार आगे राशि कैला. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sanatana Goswami could see that the mind of the meat eater was still not satisfied. He then stacked 7,000 gold coins before him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So more gold coins. Earlier 5,000, now 7. So total 12,000 gold coins he is giving to the jailkeeper to satisfy him. Okay. Chandana Mataji, you want to read 15?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. लोबाहाइला यवनेरा मुद्रा धेकिया रात्रे गंगा पारा कैला दाडू का कटरिया काटिया. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the meat eater saw the coins, he was attracted to them. He then agreed, and that night he cut Sanatana's shackles and let him cross the Ganges. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So this is the great moment where Srila Sanatana Goswami is finally able to escape from the prison. And, with all the reasons and the gold coins, everything has finally convinced him. He was attracted to them. And then at that night, he cut Sanatana Goswami's shackles and let him cross the Ganges. So Sanatana Goswami is on his way to escape. 16th verse, Uma Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. गदद्वारा पता चदिला नारे तहनैते रात्रि दिन चली ऐला पतादा पर्वते. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, Sanatana Goswami was released. However, he was not able to walk along the path of the fortress. Walking day and night, he finally arrived at the hilly tract of land known as Patada. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So Sanatana Goswami was released, but he is not an ordinary pedestrian, right? He is someone who has escaped from the prison. So many eyes were maybe watching him. Plus, he was not a commoner. He was a minister, very high-ranking minister. So everyone knew him. So what if someone spots him? And that all these things are making his escape very, very difficult. So he has to really go through deep forest path to be able to cross. That's why it is mentioned here that he was not able to walk along the path of the fortress. Walking day and night, he finally arrived at a hilly tract of land called Partada. So he has to be very, very careful not to come in anybody's, vision, so that it is not reported, and then finally people don't start following him. He has to be very, very careful. Now let's read the 17th verse. Krishnamurti Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna.
तात एक भूमिका खाया तारा थानी गेला पर्वता पर कर आमा विनंती करीला. Translation by Sri Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada ki jai. After reaching Patada, he met a landholder and submissively requested him to go to get him across that hilly tract of land. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So after reaching Patada, he met a landowner, and he's requesting his help because these areas are all new for him. So he's requesting help so that he's able to cross that hilly tract of land. And the hilly areas are anyways very difficult to meander through. So that's why he's asking for help. Okay. Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to read 18th
Hare
verse?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sei bhunara sange hoya hota ganita bhunara punara kane kahe se jani ei katha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A man who was expert in palmistry was at that time staying with the landlord. Knowing about Sanatan, he whispered the following in the landlord's ear. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So there's a man who's very expert at palmistry, very accurate his reading is going to be. So he knows something about Sanatan Goswami, which he tells in the landlord's ear. So we'll find out what he's saying in this verse. Padmaja Mataji.
Iniharathani suvanera ashtamohara haya suni anandita bhuna sanatane kaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The palmist said, the man Sanatana possesses 8 gold coins. Hearing this, the landlord was very pleased and spoke the following to Sanatana Goswami. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the palmist, the expert palmist, he knows that Sanatan Goswami has gold coins, and that is what he informs to the landlord, and the landlord has ulterior motives, which we are going to read now. Dr. K. Karpagavali Mataji.
No?
Yes, Mataji. 20th verse.
Rapta parvata para karibani jala loka diya bojana karaha tumi vandana kariya. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. The landlord said, I shall get you across that hilly track at night with my own men. Now just cook for yourself and take your lunch. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So the landlord is very happily agreeing to help Sanatan Goswami across the hilly tract. And he says, I shall get you across that hilly tract at night with my own men. Now you just cook for yourself, have lunch. And at night we're going to cross. That's the plan he's making. Uma Devi Mataji, 21st.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Eta bali anna dila kariya samana sanatana asita be kailana disnana. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Saying this, the landlord offered Sanatana grain to cook. Sanatana then went to the riverside and took his bath. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So he's being extremely helpful. He's, he said you have your lunch. So for that, he's offering grains also that he can cook. So then Sanatan Goswami went to the riverside and took his bath. Okay. Next verse, 22nd. Rajya Lakshmi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी दुई उपवासे कैला रांधने भोजने राजा मंत्री सनातना विचारिला मने translation by Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Because Sanatana had been fasting for 2 days, he cooked the food and ate it. However, having formerly been a minister of the Nawab, he began to contemplate the situation. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sanatan Goswami had not eaten for 2 days, so he cooks and he eats. But he has been a minister. He's a very intelligent person, and he has been in that high ranking position. So he feels that something is off here. So he begins to contemplate the situation. What he is thinking, we'll know now in this 23rd verse. Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna.
Ye bhuna kene more sammana karila eta chinti sanatana ishane puchila. Translation by Bhakti A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. As a former minister for the Nawab, Sanatana could certainly understand diplomacy. He therefore thought, why is this landlord offering me such respect? Thinking in this way, he questioned his servant, whose name was Ishana. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Sanatan Goswami has a servant with him. His name is Ishan. And Sanatan Goswami he understands diplomacy very well because he has worked with the Nawab. So he's thinking, why is this landlord, being so nice to me? Why is he offering me so much respect? And he feels something is wrong, and that is why he asks a question to Ishan. What is that question? We'll know here, and Ishan's reply also we'll know here. Raj Lakshmi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी तुम्हारा थानी जानी किचु द्रव्य अछाया ईशाना काहे मोरा थानी सता मोहरा हया. Translation: Sanatana asked his servant, Ishana, I think you have some valuable things with you. Purport: Ishana replied, Yes, I have 7 gold coins. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So Sanatan Goswami is not asking him, do you have anything valuable? Do you have any gold coins? No. He directly passes a statement. Ishan, I think you have some valuable things with you. And so Ishan agreed. He said, Yes, I have 7 gold coins. Now, Sanatan Goswami's diplomacy, we see, it very highlighted in 2 places. Firstly, when he was convincing the jailkeeper to let him go, all the different means that he's using, flattery plus using argument, that is one place. And here now, understanding the situation, that there is some danger. The innkeeper, he's being very nice to me. Why is he being very nice to me? Understanding all that, this is again a sign of his great knowledge as a diplomat. But he's not using that knowledge for anything material. He's using that diplomacy knowledge to keep his body, mind, and soul, everything together to be used in Krishna's service. He knows the danger. He knows he's on a mission to serve Lord Chaitanya, so it's important for him to take care. And so he is using that diplomacy for a very high purpose, actually for the highest purpose. Yeah. Now let's read 25th verse. Rajya Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Suni sanatana tare karila baratsana sange kene aniyacha ekalayama. Translation: Hearing this, Sanatana Goswami chastised his servant, saying, Why have you brought this death knell with you? Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Sanatan Goswami he's displeased, and he's chastising his servant Ishan and saying that, why have you brought this? Because since they had these old coins, it's because of that they got into this trouble, right? The innkeeper, he wanted to actually kill them, take the coins and everything. So that's why he's saying that, this is going to bring death to us. Why have you brought this with us? So he's very, he's displeased, and he chastises his servant. Okay, now let's read 26th. Yeah, Shobha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी तापे से ही साता मोहारा हस्ते करिया धनारे काचे याना.
Yeah. Mataji, your voice was breaking. Shobha Mataji, you want to read the translation? Please,
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Sorry, Mataji. Therefore, Sanatana Goswami took the 7 gold coins in his hands and went to the landlord. Holding the gold coins before him, he spoke as follows.
Thank you, Mataji. So Sanatan Goswami is not attached to the gold coins at all, right? He's given 12,000 gold coins away. All he's focused upon is reaching, in the service of Lord Chaitanya. So he takes those 7 gold coins in his hands, and he goes to the landlord, and holding the gold coins, he's going to speak to him. What he speaks, we'll know now in the next verse. Shobha Mataji, you want to read now? Is the network better? Yes. Arun Gupta Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Ei sata suvarna mohara achila amara iha laina dharma dekhi parvata karapara. I have these 7 gold coins with me. Please accept them, and from a religious point of view, please get me across that hilly tract of land. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So he's saying, you take this money, and we don't need it. And from a religious point of view, please get me across that hilly tractor plan. That's his sole objective, to get past this place so that he can move forward. Uma
Hare
Devi
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji, sorry Mataji.
Yeah,
Can
Shubha
I
Mataji.
continue?
Yes, Mataji, please read. And then Uma Devi Mataji can read the next.
Baba Yaitu Makari Punya Kabe Bajata Am Seva Up Parakari Translation by Vivekananda Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. I am a prisoner of the government and I cannot go along the way the rampart. It will be very pious of you to take this money and kindly get me across this hilly tract of land. Hare Krishna, that was
Thank you, Mataji. So he's saying that I am a prisoner of the government. He cannot really take the normal, usual path. So he wants to cross through the hilly tractor plan and he's requesting help for that. So what is the landlord going to reply? Uma Devi Mataji,
हरे
29.
कृष्ण माताजी
Hare Krishna.
गुणहसी कहे आम्ही जानियाची पहिले अस्त मोहर हाया तुम्हारा सेवा कांचले. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Smiling, the landlord said, "Before you offered them, I already knew that there were 8 gold coins in your servant's possession." Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So he is owning it up that I knew about the gold coins that were existing. The landlord is saying that. Then 30th verse, would someone like to read?
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Tomamari moharala ithama ajikara ratre bhala haila kaila tumi chutila na papa haite. Translation: On this very night I would have killed you and taken your coins. It is very good that you have voluntarily offered them to me. I am now relieved from such a sinful activity. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So he's saying that I don't need the coins, and it is very good that you have voluntarily offered to me. I'm now relieved from such a sinful activity. He's saying that he's owning it up, that I was going to kill you and I was going to take your coins, but it's good that you have voluntarily offered. And now in 31st verse, we'll read what he says. Yeah, Dr. K. Karpagavali Mataji, want to read?
संतुष्टा इलना आमी मोहराना लाबिया पुण्य लगी पर्वता तोमा पाराकारी दिबा. Translation by Prabhupada KJ. 1 minute. I am very satisfied with your behavior. I shall not accept these gold coins, but I shall get you across that hilly tract of land simply to perform a pious activity. Thank you, Mataji.
So he says that I was actually going to kill you, take those gold coins, but I'm very satisfied with your behavior now. I don't want these gold coins, but I'll help you cross this hilly tract of land just as a pious activity. And what does Sanatan Goswami say? We'll just read 1 or 2 more verses so that this section is completed. Okay. Swati Mataji, want to read 32nd verse?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. गोसानी कहे के है द्रव्य न इब हमारी अमर प्राण रक्षा कर द्रव्य अंगीकारी. Translation by Srila Prabhupada teaches. Sanatana Goswami replied, "If you do not accept these coins, someone will kill me for them. It is better that you save me from the danger by accepting the coins." Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, one more thing.
Yes,
from which jail he is coming from, Mataji? From which place it is? The jail is in which place, Mataji?
Jail would have been in Ramakeli, right, Mataji? That's where they used to stay, in Bengal. So from Bengal, he is moving towards Varanasi.
From Bengal to Varanasi. Okay.
Yes. So he's saying that, no, I don't want the coins because you had planned to kill me. Now, if not you, somebody else will kill me for those gold coins. So it is better that I'm saved from this danger. You please save me from this danger. You accept the coins. So he gives the gold coins away. Okay. Now let's read 33. Swati Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. ताबे बहून गोसानीरा संगे चारी पैका दिला रात्रे रात्रे वाना पाथे parvata parakhaila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, after this settlement was made, the landlord gave Sanatana Goswami 4 watchmen to accompany him. They went through the forest path for the whole night and thus brought him over the hilly tract of the land. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the settlement is done, and the landlord gives Sanatana Goswami 4 watchmen, and they went through the forest path the whole night and thus brought him over the hilly tract of land. So I think we'll stop here today. Yeah. 33rd is next. Any questions, comments? Okay. Thank you all.
Mataji.
Yeah.
We are very interested what happens next.
Yes, Mataji, it's very, very interesting, right? Yeah,
Interested.
a lot of interesting things are going to happen.
We do not want to finish the class now.
Yes,
We
yes,
want you
yeah,
to continue.
we have to just respect the time, otherwise we could have gone and on and on.
Ah,
True. We don't feel like stopping. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so please join in again tomorrow to see what
Okay,
happens.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Mataji.
Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Dandavad
Thank you
pranam.
so much,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu Namo Namah Anant Koti Vaishnavi की जय
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद प्रणाम थैंक यू
Thank you,
ऑल्सो
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम
Dandavad pranam.